Used to book a bunch of guys that were called We Woke the Bear. Great hardcore band. Hardcore fans are weird though, man. Like, I remember we booked a hardcore show at the club, and we were watching hardcore dudes watch figure skating on the TV, and like straight up man kissing. So it was a weird night. Weird night for sure. Man. But I think everything is running now. I think we are good. So you boys ready to get into a show?
Yeah, dude. I'm about to get Volcano bag ready.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to hit my cardio, but I can do that while we're started.
I'm going to go full bowl this time instead of the microdose bowl.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Shedtime Podcast in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime Podcast.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and it is a great pleasure to be with all of you today. I'm feeling wonderful. I'm gassed up to be here with everybody. It's always a pleasure to do the Shedtime Podcast here with the boys, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling all right. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I know that's been your jam lately.
For sure, bro.
Revolution, man. You can't go wrong with some Revolution. Dig them. Fucking.
I think those feel good vibes, dude.
Dude, the acoustic version of Feeling All Right's amazing. Like, when they do that acoustic, beautiful song. But, yeah, I gotta say, part of what's got me feeling so good is that lately I've been diving into the supplement world. Last year-ish that I've been in the gym working out and stuff, I've been starting to dive into supplements to, help me with what I'm trying to do. And, naturally, protein powder, stuff like that. Okay, sure, normal. But I recently took the advice of Blake, and I got into some ashwagandha. And I gotta tell you, dude, I highly recommend people try ashwagandha and start implementing it into their lives. It's a adaptogen. And so basically what ashwagandha does is it helps your body to adapt to stress. It lowers your cortisol, which is your stress hormone. It allows you to sleep better at night. I've really in the last week seen a big difference in the quality of sleep I'm getting. And the other cool thing is that like situations that would have otherwise stressed me to that point that like you feel the heart racing and things like that, they just don't hit you like that anymore. It's kind of like nice. Just kind of like, all right, cool, chilling. I got this. It's like, yeah, that's frustrating, but now we're moving on. And I love it. It's pretty fucking amazing. Yeah, ashwagandha for the goddamn win.
Sure.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
What even is that? Like, can you explain to me what that even is?
So ashwagandha is it's an herb. It's an herb that people have been taking for centuries. And like I said, it's an adaptogen. And so what it does is it helps your body adapt to stress. And it's pretty friggin' amazing. In the gym world, a lot of people will use it to aid in the recovery. So you're taking ashwagandha as a supplement. And, obviously when you go to the gym and you're working out, it puts stresses on your body. And as a result, your body processes that stress, differently now. And it doesn't take it in. It doesn't seem to, be as deeply affected by the stress, I guess is the way I want to explain that. And so when you go to sleep, you're sleeping more soundly. Your mind is a little more clear. And it's been pretty damn incredible. The one thing that I have read is that you do want to be mindful and not overdo it, because for a lot of people, if you get using it too often, you start to become kind of numb, because obviously like you're so relaxed in the state of stress. It's kind of like, okay, yay. And like people have described situations where like they hug their loved ones and they don't even feel emotion. So like obviously you want to be mindful. Some of the advice I've read is like a 2 weeks on, 1 week off, or like a 5 days on, 2 days off type of thing, which is what I'm actually doing. I take it Monday through Friday and then take the weekends off. And man, it's just pretty incredible. We talk about the importance of sleep on here quite a bit, and this is such a natural way for you to improve your sleep. You can avoid using melatonin supplements, which start to throw off your natural sleep cycle. This just kind of lowers that stress. An added benefit of that is that when you lower your stress and you lower your cortisol, that increases your testosterone, and men over 40 are obviously naturally losing testosterone. So that's a benefit too. So wins all around, not to mention if you're in the gym, and again, same situation, you want to up your testosterone because you're trying to get your gains on in the gym. That's beneficial. Better sleep, lower cortisol is going to mean increases in testosterone just naturally. So you can actually have a better performance in the gym. I feel like work wise, it's been incredible because like my brain feels sharp when people ask me to recall things from a couple of days prior. It's not like all right, I got to go back into the files and recall it. It's like, oh, here it is. Yeah, here's your answer. And some days that is just all you fucking need. Just that little boost to get you over that. And yeah, loving it. So highly recommend if people are looking for something like that, look into it. It's like I said, been great to reduce stress and has aided my sleep tremendously, and highly recommend it to people.
It's tremendous.
Terrific. Best sleep ever. Nobody sleeps better than me.
It's the best sleep.
Nobody sleeps better than me.
Nobody sleeps better than I do.
Hilarious.
It's the best.
We're going to have the best sleep ever. Oh my goodness.
I honestly really wish I could do some good impressions, bro. Like, there's part of me that wishes like in another life I was just like a really good impressionist,
Hey James, I got a question for you.
What up?
How often have you ever tried to do impressions and practice them?
Every now and then. There's a couple that I can do, but they're not like fantastic.
Okay, not to put you on the spot, but I am. What is your best impression? Go ahead and let's see if we can guess it. Okay. Let's see if we can guess it.
It's a real quick one. It's real quick. It's just like 2 words, bro. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, boy.
Oh, shit.
Good old Mickey Mouse, bro.
That's definitely some Mickey Mouse. That's identifiable.
Let's go, Pluto.
That's it. I'm not mad at that.
No. That's definitely considerably better than I could ever do.
Not bad, right?
I mean, that's like, I feel like that's a good one to start with. I mean, I know I've always been able to do the ho ho.
I got the good old gorge from Goofy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
A lot of mine are like 1 or 2 word phrases, to be honest.
Don't sell yourself short on the Forrest Gump.
See, that's different though, bro, because I've lived that movie almost. Not really, but
still, like, don't sell yourself
I've watched
short.
that thing so short.
Yeah, throughout your entire life,
so many
right?
times. Yeah.
So it's definitely something there,
like
but
a box of chocolates.
Yeah, it's not like you
No,
sound like
don't
Tom
do it.
Hanks, but like you can hit a good delivery. Do you know what I mean?
I gotta find Bubba.
You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan, you got no legs. Mama say a stupid is, a stupid does.
Love that fucking film.
Mama says I can't
honestly,
take ride from
movie.
strangers.
I feel like
Forrest Gump.
you have to consume a lot of the content of the person you're trying to impersonate anyhow.
Oh, 100%.
So like, you know, like I'm sure
That's the only
Frank
way you're gonna get like
Caliendo.
mannerisms and different inflections and that kind of stuff. Like, dude, one of my all-time favorite like entertainers, bro, Dana Carvey, bro. I fucking love Dana Carvey, dude. And like that's part of the reason why I am so like die hard about the Fly on the Wall podcast with David Spade and Dana Carvey, because both of those dudes are just fucking comedic geniuses in my opinion. And dude, you listen to that podcast and guaranteed you're getting at least 4, maybe even 5 impressions out of Dana Carvey in an episode sometimes.
I've listened to a few of them, and yeah, he'll just like any story he's talking about.
Yeah.
He basically does the impression of the person that he was with on that story.
His Lorne Michaels impression is my all-time favorite, dude.
Yeah, if we're gonna talk about people who do fantastic impressions, we got to at least bring up the great Robin Williams.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
That you talk about impressions. That was a man who didn't care if he offended you with the impression either. So like, you know, he'd be like, and the deaf people are looking at me like, don't do that again. Like, I love that.
Yeah, his were more like real life, just like people, and not necessarily characters.
Like an actual individual that you know.
But that's the crazy thing, right? Is that like, all right, characters. He's the voice of Genie from Aladdin. Like, here's a man who could literally do voice acting and then go be on screen, be Mrs. Doubtfire, and also
I feel like that's a little different than impressions, though. Voice acting and impressions, I feel like, are a little bit of a different thing. Because with voice acting, you're creating a voice in a character. With an impression, you are mimicking a voice in a character.
I'll argue that with how many cartoons in this world have an impression of Arnold Schwarzenegger as one of their character voices. Fairly Odd Parents, The Simpsons, like.
Yeah, but that's where the crossover is. But I'm just saying, like, I don't necessarily think Robin Williams playing Genie is an impression. It's just him developing the character of Genie. He's playing a character.
Yeah, I think that's like more like what acting is as opposed to impressions. Like, I guess impressions, you're still acting like somebody.
It's like Dana Carvey. He does impressions, but he also does characters. You know what I mean? Like, he does his impression of like fucking George Bush or whatever, or fucking Ron Paul or whoever on SNL. But then he's also got Church Lady, and then he's also got Garth. You know what I mean?
Church Lady, man.
Isn't like Turtle, like the turtle guy?
The Master of Disguise,
the Master of Disguise.
He did a bunch of different characters throughout that movie. Different fucking disguises. Sorry.
Dude, he also played a woman in like a multitude of Saturday Night Live skits.
That dude.
For sure.
Or what about Hans and Franz, dude? You got to pump you up.
Also, an Arnold impression.
Man.
Yeah. Once again, another character based off an Arnold impression.
Well, they actually were trying to do. They were writing a movie, supposedly, I guess, with the Arnold.
With Hans and Franz.
Yeah.
That would have been gold.
Dude, okay, this would have been hilarious. Like, just listen to this. If the movie was this, you have Hans and Franz, and they find like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they're like, "Listen, we need you to train us." And then he pulls like a Cool Runnings type shit, and he turns these guys into just like legit goats.
I think it might have been something like that. Dude.
Like, that would be perfect.
Why am I forgetting his name? The other guy in Hans and Franz.
Kevin Nealon, isn't it?
Yeah. If there's an episode where they have Kevin Nealon on and they talk about it. So listen to that episode and you might get a little bit of like the story of like what they're kind of working on. That, and I think they might have had Arnold on at one point too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they talked about it.
Could you imagine, like, in a Hans and Franz movie, you got to have Arnold, you got to have Stallone, like, you got to get, like, bodybuilders and, like, great action heroes to all do cameos through that movie. That would be pure gold. Pure gold. Who doesn't want to see, you know, Arnold in a comedic moment again? It's been long enough. We need it.
Yeah, that or like a kids movie.
Yeah, can we get another Kindergarten Cop style Arnold flick? Damn.
Dude, honestly though, like what a funny movie.
And what does he do?
Yeah, what a fucking funny movie.
Oh my god.
It's not
girls have a penis, or boys have a penis, and girls have a vagina. Oh my,
dude, there's
Dominic.
so many like yeah, there's so many amazing fucking lines in that movie, honestly.
Dude, and you know what's funny about it, dude, too, is like when you hear him talk about it, he's like, I never thought any of these things I would say were going to become like catchphrases or lines. He's like,
dude, they're iconic. Like everybody knows
he's
them,
like,
basically.
He's like, I just said it and then people just liked it and now they're just things. He's like, it's kind of cool when people come up to me and say them or whatever.
Dude, if they come up, it's like, it's pretty cool when people come up to me and say,
people come up to me and like, get to the chopper. And he talks about when he said that, and the director tells him he's like, no, it's get to the chopper, not choppa. And he just couldn't say it, so he just kept saying it that way.
Jingle all the way, man. Who said you could eat my cookies?
Yeah. You know what the greatest part is like any of these, like I feel like people can just nail and they know that it's Arnold.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, most
because he's so
everyone.
Iconic, dude.
Let's be honest. Does anybody remember Arnold's Pizza? I feel like that was when people's obsession with the Arnold impression and the Arnold voice just like at that peaked, and like everybody and their brother was like, "Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger's hysterical." That was the shit where like back in the old Flash video days and early days of YouTube and everything. It was like a voicemail, and it would be like, "You've reached Arnold's Pizza. We only serve pepperoni pizzas and 9mm bullets. Maybe the bullets are in the pizza. Maybe they're in the gun."
No, I haven't heard that one. But
oh my god!
When voice soundboards came out, and you could like fucking prank call people with like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and we used to do that shit all the time, dude.
Oh my god!
And like, because there was just preloaded answers or like fucking sayings, and you just click them like, and then just keep the phone next to your speaker.
Prank calling people with soundboards,
dude. Remember prank calls, dude?
Dude, remember Jerky Boys? Like,
dude,
even just fucking Jerky Boys, bro. Like, they were something so different at that time, and like they were so hit or miss. Like, some people would be like, "That's the stupidest shit. How could you ever listen to that?" And then other people would be like, "Bro, I could literally listen to these guys put in a new episode every day."
Bro, you know? Oh my god. Sal Rosenberg was fantastic.
Dude, like Sammy does impressions all the time of it in Discord.
The Sal Rosenberg bits are amazing.
I honestly don't know.
I might be blanking. Sal Rosenberg. My wife wanted to go on a trip.
Was this a show?
It was a radio. Like they basically released, they might have done some radio shows or something previous to, but like I know that they released an album of just like a number of their prank calls.
Oh no, I know.
And like the dude would do like these voices, and so like one of the characters was Sal Rosenberg, but there's like other characters, and like he would just like call.
Anchors.
There's Kerpal, dude. Kerpal was amazing.
Yeah. You kicked my dog.
You kicked my dog, and now it needs operation,
bro. But like I never.
Okay, well that's Jerky Boys. That's where it came from. Okay, there you go. So they at least had a mark.
Yeah. So like I've definitely heard those. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Because somebody got my dad.
It was a long time ago.
My dad fell for that one time. Your daughter came to my house today. She kicked my dog.
Oh my god, so good. I even remember the Jerky Boys worked with the Insane Clown Posse, and back when I was like wicked into that, they did some skits on one of their albums where they actually prank called people in their record label's office. And there's a whole bit in one of the albums where it's Sal, and he's talking to the booking agent of the Insane Clown Posse, talking about how I was at the front row of one of their concerts, and one of them jumped off the stage, knocked me down, and obliviously stuck his fingers in my ass. What are you gonna do about it? And like just fucking with the manager. There's another one. They call their tour manager, and they act as this like burly redneck truck driver. And he's like, now you work for the Insane Clown Posse, right? I got a truckload of fake pussies out here for these boys that I need to drop off for the next show.
Wow, dude.
Just straight fucking with their staff.
Wildin'.
Oh yeah, dude, they were like mass fuckery. Like they definitely were just all but like ridiculous. Like I will say that I was not one of those people that could just completely, lose myself in it. I would listen to like maybe a skit with some friends and like that was it. But like I would enjoy that skit. I just never had that drive to be like, yo, I'm just gonna listen to it.
I listened to more stand-up albums than I did any like.
Did you ever listen
like
to They're All Gonna Laugh at Me from Adam Sandler?
No. Or
No?
I might have listened to bits of it, but I listened because you got to remember I'm a little bit younger than you were. So like,
Yeah, but I know that you like Adam Sandler. That's
for sure. But I was more a fan of his movies. I never really got into like, I didn't really know much of his comedy beforehand, Or like I heard a couple of his like albums, like the one with like the Hanukkah song and all that stuff on it.
Yeah, so like that's like They're All Gonna Laugh at Me, and there's also like skits within it. Yeah, like Toll Booth Willie is on it, dude.
I don't know.
No joke, dude.
Booth Willie.
Hey James, I'm jealous of you right now because you can just go like Adam Sandler, Toll Booth Willie. Listen to that at some point. You don't have to listen to it now.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I'm jealous that you get to experience that brand fucking new, dude, because that shit'll still make me laugh, and that shit made me laugh when I was 15 years old.
Oh, dude, then it's guaranteed.
Like that's how fucking old it is, bro.
But yeah, dude,
It's
like
classic.
I listened to like a lot of like the blue collar guys, like a lot of Dane Cook and like who else did I listen to?
Is blue collar guys like Larry the Cable Guy?
Larry the Cable Guy, Jeff Foxworthy, Bill Engvall, Ron White. Dude, I'll still to this day, Ron White is one of my favorite comedians of all time.
Oh, Ron White's great. He's dry and blunt and otherwise just completely
Not only do I
hysterical.
just like him as a comedian, but I've heard him on like Joe Rogan quite a few times and stuff. And dude, he's just a fucking funny ass dude who's just like kick back and like, you know what I mean? He just seems like a fucking cool ass dude. But yeah, dude, I used to listen to like, dude, Dane Cook's comedy albums, bro. I used to listen to on repeat. I thought Dane Cook was like the best when I was like in high school, middle school, whenever he was like real popular. Because I think I found him through like MySpace, like because he's like the pioneer of the comedians like busting through on MySpace.
Oh, the MySpace era. I was popping on MySpace, man.
Dude, honestly, I never really gave any social media account like a real active, I want to hit this many followers or like I want to do this. I just like would consume it, I guess, and participate within it. But
I just follow my friends. Like I never followed like people I didn't know or anything like that.
Yeah, like when it came to MySpace, dude, I just remember probably I don't even know how many friends I would have had, like 100. I don't even know.
Going hard on the HTMLs, back in the day when you could fucking change your backgrounds and fucking like make them all dope and animated and all that.
Dude,
shit.
you could have a theme song for your page.
Yeah, dude. And make one where it had like a fucking playlist instead of just one song. It had like 5.
So it would like encourage people to come back. You know what I mean?
Instead of just the top 8, you could have like a top 16.
Yep. All the little mods you could do.
Order, bro, dude, the order used to be so fucking like that used to mean a lot, bro. Why am I behind what's his name? Or why am I not up on your top 8, bro?
I guess that's true because it was probably pretty big when you were probably like 13 years old.
Oh yeah, dude. I was in like middle school, high school.
Yeah, because I think that I was like in my early 20s when MySpace really kind of hit.
Facebook until high school.
Yeah, I don't think I got a Facebook till like 2005. because I wasn't
that would've
allowed
been,
to.
Yeah.
You had to be like a student to get one at the beginning for like the first probably like year or two.
Yeah. 2005 was my freshman year, I think. Yeah, because I graduated 09.
That's a trip to think about because 2005 it was when I first got a Facebook as well. Because
Dude, that's like 20 years ago, bro.
I know, because at the time the girl I was dating out of high school was able to get a Facebook because she was going into college, and then they opened it to the public, and so I was like, well, fuck it, my girlfriend's on it, I'll hop on there too. But like in the MySpace era, I was popping off because we had our rap group Funhouse Gang, which was our like clone ICP thing that we were doing back in those days when I was like 16 to like 19. And dude, like we actually had a pretty strong following, strangely enough. So like shit was popping and we were getting recognized at the time. And then we just kind of went our separate ways and I went solo. But like MySpace was a really cool place to connect as an artist. And it's a shame because like that's what they tried to continue to do. And like it just doesn't work anymore. Like everybody just moved on and nobody wants to bother with MySpace. But like I can go back and look at the old Funhouse Gang MySpace to this day and there's still pictures of us from back when we were all like young kids.
Dude, I didn't even know that MySpace still paid for the servers, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. It's still an active website you can go to.
Yeah, I just don't remember my login.
Neither do I. And
Dude, that's like 8 computers ago.
The real sad thing too is like from a musician standpoint, we obviously had music on MySpace.
I had some pretty sick photos I took on there from back when I used to do photography.
The music servers crashed, so like all my music is gone on MySpace from that era. Like it can't be recovered.
Dude, I just realized, bro, I need to find them. I have a bunch of reels of old film of like back when I used to like be into like photography and shit. I went to a couple motocross races with my buddies, and I took like fucking I don't know 3 or 4 rolls worth of film, worth of pictures, and I never got them developed. I wonder what's on there.
I don't know, but that'd be kind of cool to fucking get them developed.
I wonder if they're any good.
I feel like they probably should be.
As long as they're in canisters, they should be okay.
I think so.
I mean,
even if they're in like, you know, when you get them back, they'll always give the negatives and they'll put them on the inside flap of like the old school.
Yeah, I wonder if I can get them developed somewhere.
Dude, Costco might do it. Do you have a Blacks? A store called Blacks, like Blacks Photography? No.
Any place that has a photo lab should be able to take old negatives and do new prints out of them.
I wonder if I could take them to like a Walgreens because they got like a little photo center.
Yeah, they
if it's like a photo center, then I would imagine they probably could.
Yeah,
they might not have like the 1 hour copies or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, Walgreens, even the Walmart photo center should probably be able to do it. Because a lot of people want to do that. They want to like take old photos that they have and
they might
either digitize them that way.
I never got to developing myself because I could develop black and white film, but I didn't have the right chemicals for color.
Dude, I haven't taken like a photo with like a camera.
Dude, good old 35 millimeter, bro. I
fucking
love them,
like
dude.
There's a resurgence of that.
My favorite was taking action shots, though, dude. I love taking like moving like action shots for some reason. I don't know, because I think probably because like I got a false sense of confidence because I entered a photo contest when we went on a trip to the NHRA drag strip, and we were taking pictures of like the cars and like the bikes and shit as they're going down the strip, and I did this really sick pan shot to where like the depth of field was insane, bro. Because the only thing that was in focus was the guy on the bike, and he was just like front wheel up in the air, bro, just fucking ripping.
With a 35 millimeter camera?
Yeah, black and white film. I even developed it myself.
It's dope.
Yeah, dude. I kind of miss taking pictures sometimes. Like that's the one thing that I kind of like really dug about first getting into the vape scene. Dude, remember the hand checks I used to take, bro? I used to love taking hand checks. And I used to spend time like trying to like edit them and make them look kind of sick and like make sure I had like good lighting and like good like frame to where it's like not necessarily maybe centered, but like kind of like maybe a little slightly off kilter, a little artsy, you know what I mean?
A little extra.
Like I never was Danny Castle level, but shout out to Danny Castle.
Dude, for real, he was putting like crazy good photos up, bro.
Yep. It's crazy. Like so many people who did that, they just kind of moved on to taking photos of other things, and then other people just kind of stopped taking photos. Like I know a lot of those guys I saw moved on to like everyday carry stuff. So like they do like pocket knives and things like that.
I could kind of see where Danny's coming from though, because I'm sure he's fucking busy as fuck with work, dude. That guy works hard and
yeah, no doubt,
a lot of hours.
No doubt. I do it professionally now, so like it's just not anything that my followers are going to want to look at because I'm taking photos of police cars. Like. So I take some cool pictures of police cars, but man, like that's not anything my followers want to see, you know. But that's it. Although in that vein, weird that I'll be excited about this for a second. They have technology for these lights in police cars that they can sync like whole units. So like a whole town can have all of their police cars running and all of their lights will be in sync. And I think that's just a really cool fucking feature because that also implies that other industries that use those kind of lights also have this ability. So for example, emergency vehicles, tow trucks, things like that. You could have a line of tow trucks for a fleet and all of their lights are in sync. And that shit looks cool as hell when you're photographing it. You know what I'm saying? Like you catch that shot of like a whole line of vehicles and all their lights are in the exact same position. Like that looks cool as hell.
And it's pretty cool. It's like something you probably would never see. So like that's the time to see it.
Right.
Like for some people, they're like, who cares? I don't even care if I see that. It's not the fact that you're like looking forward to seeing it, but like getting to experience something like that is probably pretty cool.
Well, beyond that, like a lot of this stuff is still available to us in the consumer market in obviously, you know, different lighting packages. But that also implies that, say, a whole team, say you got a whole car team in a garage and you guys go to car shows together and show off your shit, you could, in theory, use these same light packages with these same kind of technology, put them in your ground effects kits, and now, boom, your whole team is in sync. Fire. How dope do you look at the car meet?
You look fucking good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, your team's lights
like
are
people
all in sync.
are like, yo, how did you guys do that? It's like, we're just good, bro.
Right. Exactly.
We're just good.
Exactly. Like there's some cool shit out there. I sometimes I see it and I'm like, man, that'd be slick to just hide into my car. And then I look at the price point and I'm like, I don't want to trick out my car that bad. Thank you.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do like cool shit to my car, dude, but I never get around to it because it's like I'm never going to do it myself because I'll most likely end up fucking something up. And I don't ever feel like spending the money to have someone else do it for me.
Yeah, dude, it's expensive. Like, no matter how you do it, it's expensive, dude. Depending on how far you're willing to go. Like, even if you're doing all the work, dude, it's expensive. I put like a lot of the parts that I put on my old car on myself, and like shit was still expensive. Like,
Oh, for sure.
it was not like, oh yeah, I'll spend $150 to be like, I'm gonna spend $1,500. Okay, this is like seems worth it to me, I guess. And then I do it. And if I had got somebody else to do it, it probably would have cost me like $2,000, $2,500 or whatever.
It's like
it's still a lot,
The average stock headlight, like to replace the whole headlight unit, lens and all, is like $200 to $300 fucking dollars for most cars. That's just to replace the stock unit.
It's like I've got like a running light out on my car, and it's been out for a while. And the main reason why I haven't went to go fix it is because like I know it's probably not gonna cost me much for the bulb, I hope, but I know it's just gonna be a pain in the ass just to get that housing off, just to get to that fucking bulb.
Yeah, bulb's probably $10, but it's fucking 20 minutes of
Dude, I honestly want
fuckery.
to change them out and put different color because they're just like that standard like orange. And I want to put like something different. Maybe not like a super bright, but maybe just like put like white or something. I don't want to be that guy that's got like them fucking bright ass blue lights because those fucking fuck my eyes up at night. The super bright LEDs. I get they can see well, but I can't see shit when they're coming at me, bro.
I feel your pain. Or when they're in your rear view, it's like even when you have the anti-glare on, they're still blinding you.
I end up having to fucking just move my mirror completely out of my eye line because it's brutal. I honestly need to look into getting some night glasses for driving because
they're key. A friend of mine, he used to like have to wear those at night because like he didn't even have to wear glasses, but he would get so much glare. So especially like living close to a city, right, or like a place where there's a lot of like traffic lights, whatever, it would like really, really affect him at night. And so he would wear those glasses, and it'd be like he was wearing. It would be like a sunny day. I guess.
For me, it's like it's gotten worse over the years. But like when the, like headlights are coming at me, it's not like I just see like the light. It's like they fucking like looks like I'm looking at like a fucking bright ass star, dude. And it's like like peers out. You know what I mean?
That's called astigmatism.
That's exactly what I have.
That's an astigmatism.
Yeah, and dude, it's bad sometimes, dude.
Yeah.
It's like you got a fucking roll of light. It used to be bad when I used to like drive on the highway and the freeways a lot because you got so many like people on the highways, and when they're close together, you got the ones coming at you on the one side, and then all the ones in your mirrors. It used to be bad. But all I need to do is now, since I've got some vision insurance, I just need to go and see what's up. Go get them out.
Maybe they'll just be like, oh, your eyes are actually okay, but like maybe when you're driving at night, like these are an option.
I've also kind of had a little bit of trouble focusing my eyes on certain things.
Sometimes I'm just too shed time to focus.
I think
full
part
disclosure
of it is staring at these damn computer screens all the time. I need to wear those blue light blocking glasses probably to help, or I just need to change my fucking tones on my monitors so they're not as intense.
If you're running, I think it's Windows 10 and 11, you do have the ability to go into night light. And
I have it.
That's the blue filter.
Yeah, I have it. It does that automatically at a certain time at night.
Yeah, you can turn it on whenever you want, and that'll just cut the blue. So if your eyes are like hurting while you're working on something, I do it from time to time editing the podcast. Just cut the whole blue light out.
I'm working on something, dude. It's just I sitting here watching videos or staring at Call of Duty while I'm playing. And dude, I noticed when I'm like into something, I don't fucking blink as much as I probably should.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest.
Like I'm locked in, dude.
The human eyes are probably not designed to be staring at something 2 to 3 feet away from us for multiple hours.
Yeah, that are bright lights and
smoothing
objects and
mankind,
And evolution does not move that fast.
mankind used to use these eyes to hunt prey from in the distance. So we were used to looking at things all around us at varying distances.
Yeah, or make sure that like a predator was not going to get us.
Right, like we were not designed to stare at a screen in our
Well, dude, and we're what
hand
at like
on the wall.
absolute most 4 generations in from fucking televisions being invented. Like,
Right, 100%.
my grandparents would have not. They would have been alive before television. So,
I mean,
You know
it
what
was
I mean?
In reality,
it was
that's
common.
only 2 people ago, Chris.
yeah, I know. It's like my parents' parents had
Crazy
no
when you
TV
put
when they
things
were
in
born.
that, in like that perspective. It kind of makes you realize, like, even though it's, however long that may be, like in between is like a good like period of time. It's really not that long in the grand scheme. You know what I'm saying?
No, dude, even the internet, like, even though there's people like yourself, right? The internet's been around your entire life. So like from the minute you understood like what's going on, like you knew that there was a thing called the internet. And like by the time you're probably 7 or 8 years old, like you're probably playing like computer games online, right? So
I
like
don't know about playing computer games online then.
by like the late 90s.
Oh well, yeah, I guess so.
So late 90s, it was a thing, but maybe not everybody was doing it.
Like
When did
within
the
5
Xbox
years,
come out?
probably like at 2000.
Because the Xbox was like, or no, actually, I played on computer.
Yeah, I remember you
First.
talking about playing with your cousin on computer.
Yeah, I was probably.
But yeah,
I was
Xbox
maybe
came
like-
out in 2000. So you're still under 10 years old
dude.
when the Xbox
Now
came
that you
out.
think about it, yeah, I mean, you're making sense. Feels
I'm
so
not even
good.
sure why I was saying that though. Oh, the internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
The internet. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Like the internet's really not that old. Like in the term
But look at how
of the
far it's
internet for
come.
people. Yeah, but like exactly. But people now, like they're like, I don't even like someone like yourself. Your entire life there's been the internet, right? So someone who's even like maybe 5 years younger than you, like, dude, their entire life, like fucking Google has been around. You know what I mean?
Well, dude,
like,
just think about this though, because this is a crazy thought too. It's like think about like how long it took to go from like not having a TV to having a TV sort of thing, or like like the standard version of a TV to like something that's a little bit, because dude, black and white televisions were a thing for who knows how long before you ended up with a color television. When did the first color TV come out? Like in the 80s, 70s?
no. It was way before that.
Really? You think
60.
so?
Yeah, I don't know my phone. I can't find my phone.
Hold on. I have a
We are
browser.
sitting at computers.
I have
don't
a
know.
browser
I might
right
sound
here
stupid
just
when
for
I said
this.
that, but
I feel like it's probably like the 60s, 50s, or 60s.
late 60s maybe.
Color TV. Electronic television was first successfully demonstrated in San Francisco in 1927. So that was
Okay, so
just
that's
the
the
first
first
Black and white.
TV.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we're just gonna have to get all into a whole article real quick. Go. This is very in depth. This is not what I need right now. I just need the answer of when color TV invented. So by 1953, RCA devised the first complete electronic color TV system.
Okay, so
53.
30 years.
19 what?
53.
By 1953, RCA had devised the first complete electronic color TV system.
So about 30 years
After
from the
black and white.
advance, yeah, from black and white TVs to color TVs. And then think about how fast it probably would have been, think about how fast things change now from, when flat, like a big screen, the big ass box, big screens to the plasma, how fast that was. That was probably like maybe 10 years.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
Yeah, it's just like it's crazy how much faster things are advancing as time goes compared to back in the day.
In the world of the internet again, right? Like I remember as a child when a 36K modem was a big deal, and then a 56K modem was a big deal, and then a 128K modem was a big deal. And these were still dial-up modems where you were using your phone line and, if someone picked up the phone, you got bumped off the internet. And then...
Dude, that was the worst.
Dude, that's when you knew, honestly, just on that note, that's when you knew that either you had a rich homie or you had somebody whose like dad was did have a specific line just for the internet.
I had that.
But you'd still have to you couldn't have two people using it at once. So if
Correct.
your friend had a computer in his room and somebody else was using a computer in the kitchen, you couldn't both be on the internet.
Online. Yeah, only one.
Yeah.
Correct.
I never actually met anybody that had 3 phone lines or anything like that. But I remember talking to Enders, and I remember Enders was talking about hacks back in the day where he was tapping into phone poles. I obviously don't recommend anything.
Oh yeah, it's like stealing cable back in the day. Where
but remember he was doing that, and he was linking them together. So he was actually pulling 2 or 3 times the speed of a 56K modem from just running multiple modems at once and pulling them together and getting all of that speed to his computer.
Or fucking.
It wasn't 2. I think it was 3 or 4.
It's more than one room.
Yeah, cable splitters, dude. I remember people were "Yo, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. You only pay for one TV."
Yeah.
It's what the fuck? It's in our house, man.
Dude, we'd have everybody's TV off of one fucking line, dude.
Yeah, dude. Of course. Who would pay for multiple lines? If you do, I'm sorry, but you're dumb.
Those people were really mind blown when they discovered houses were actually wired that way, so that one cable line went into a house, and then there were cable hookups in multiple rooms.
Dude, it's that thing.
The house comes that way.
Have you seen that Wi-Fi hookup where it just plugs into something and it goes through all the cables or all the wires in your house or some shit? So basically, it's your internet signal is throughout your entire house because it just pushes the signal through pre-existing wires in your house or something crazy like that. You ever heard of that?
Never heard of that.
I get the concept. The idea is that you're using the electrical system, all the wiring through your entire home, as the amplifying element, basically, of your Wi-Fi. So what you plug into the wall is a receiver, and then it goes and uses all the wires through your house to then broadcast your Wi-Fi through all your walls. I believe that is the concept behind it. I don't know enough of the science to know if it works, but I think just hearing it on paper, my brain goes, it makes sense. It's just a signal. Wires carry signals. I don't see why it doesn't work, but I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I'm not a trained scientist in this. I do know this, though. Just recently on the green room, we were talking about the internet and this whole notion of, while we were playing Would You Rather, would you rather go without internet or with a phone that was always dying? And I think we all unanimously agreed that we can't live without internet now. And I think that is another crazy development of how technology has gone, because we've reached a point where the world kind of stops now without internet. I can't do my job without the fucking internet.
I didn't want to go here, bro. I did, but I didn't. Honestly, dude, it really upsets me how much I rely on the fucking internet, dude, and how much I lose my shit when it goes down. And dude, I honestly am upset with myself that I let it rule my life as much as it does. But dude, it is crazy just how the world almost makes you have to be tied to the internet in order to function in today's society. You know
100%.
Because it's I
you
can't
don't own physical media anymore. You buy games and save them on the cloud or on, a hard drive, dude, but you need an internet connection to run some of this shit.
Dude, the worst part about it too is usually when it happens to me, and I think this is why I get so frustrated with it, is it happens to me when I need to do something. You know what I mean? When there's something that I need to do that involves the internet, whether it being, the green room or, maybe recording an episode of this, or it's I've got some fucking video I needed to edit or something at the time. And dude, it would just frustrate the fucking shit out of me. Or it'd happen like in the middle of something. That was the worst.
Dude, look, it's insane.
Bad, dude.
Like everything is tied to having internet these days, and it
Can't even watch TV, dude.
for real. I mean, I'm a perfect example. I don't have cable. I stream everything now. Like my TV's a smart TV. We just use streaming apps on it. You have to have internet for that.
I literally Chromecast my phone to the fucking TV, or I'm watching something on my computer that's hooked up to my TV.
I don't watch like paid television other than Netflix or Amazon stuff. And one sports channel that I pay for. I just watch everything on my computer.
Okay, here's
or
another
I cast
thing,
it on
bro.
my TV from my phone.
Let's get into another rant here, boys, since we have a little time, maybe. The whole fact that you have to have 7 to 10 different streaming services in order to watch all the things you might want to watch, especially now when it comes to sports. Because now you can only watch certain teams on certain streaming platforms or certain sports on certain streaming platforms. And it's like, not only do you have to have Netflix, but you got to make sure you've got Hulu. You got to make sure you got Peacock. You got to make sure you got Amazon Prime. You got to make sure you got Disney Plus. You got to make sure you got ESPN and this and that and the other. And then, dude,
don't forget that for the bare minimum, you still have ads.
Oh yeah, and then you got to pay for maybe the exclusive membership or whatever.
Yeah, you got to pay for the premium packages to go ad free on almost all these platforms now, which is fucking insane. Because let's be honest, okay, Netflix, great example. What the fuck are you giving me for $20 a month if you want me to buy this stupid premium package? What extra bullshit are you actually giving me for value? Because there's nothing, dude. Like, there's hardly anything good even on Netflix worth watching unless you find a specific show that you're going to binge, which half the fucking time they're like, no, fuck you. Here's season 2 through 4. But you can't have season 1 and you can't have season 5 and 6.
Or they get you into a new series and they do like a season or 2 and then they cancel it.
Yes.
I hate that fucking shit, dude, because there's been a few that I was like, dude, this is so fucking good. Why isn't there another season? Or like they make it look like there's going to be one and then it never comes. Like,
get your shit together, Netflix.
You had something.
Well, okay, hold up. That's not just a Netflix thing. That's
just like any streaming service.
That's all of them, yeah.
That's even TV was like
okay,
that, right?
I kind of have a gripe with Paramount Plus, and it's a personal one because there's something that was in the works and literally almost on the verge of being filmed within a few like days or whatever. They canceled the Workaholics movie.
What?
Yeah, dude.
I didn't even know that was going to happen.
There was one in the works,
why?
and they're literally like 5 days away from starting to film, and they canned it. And now they can't really go and shop it around anywhere because Paramount owns the rights. I found out about this by listening to their podcast. This is important. Check it out if you guys like Workaholics, because that fucking shit is hilarious, dude.
Well, there's a big trend with a lot of these streaming services that one of the things that they do is they will create a property, and sometimes they will literally go the length of even fully filming a work, and then at the last minute they'll shelve it because there's a tax situation that they can use and write it off as a loss. And so it allows them to get money somewhere through the whole taxes as a write-off.
Dude, and then the worst part is then these studios won't go and they won't sell it to anybody, because then if it goes and does well, it makes them look like fucking idiots for not fucking running with it. So that's why a lot of these movies you hear about that get shelved and never happen. That's why they never happen.
Yeah, but like, could the Workaholics guys not just like write a new one, but it still be the Workaholics movie?
From what I hear, what they say, the script is so fucking good. But the thing is they can't do anything that's quote unquote workaholics because it's that property. They'd have to do something completely different when everybody wants the Workaholics movie. You know what I mean? That's the problem.
Yeah.
So until they can either buy the rights back or someone's able to buy the rights from Paramount or Paramount smartens up and decides they want to do it, it's kind of...
And have they said why they don't want to do it?
I'm not sure. I think they may have said like one or two things about it like during their podcast, but I just know that like that they're doing like this live show stint where they're going around and like took the show on tour and doing like these live recordings, and like they're starting these chants saying "fuck Paramount Plus," just because they're all pissed off that they wouldn't let them make the movie. And then like afterwards they're like, but if they want to work with us, we're totally down.
Well, I mean, that's the struggle that I feel like Paramount Plus runs into, right? Is that like they're the Nickelodeon platform right now.
They've always been though.
And that's the thing.
Like Nickelodeon have always been tied together.
That's the thing, is that I feel like it's hard for them to focus outside of that corner of what they're doing. And it's a letdown because it's a missed opportunity when you have access to IPs that would broaden the reach and the use of your platform.
Because dude, that kind of comedy movie is needed so bad right now and would probably crush.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how many people would buy Paramount Plus just for access to that?
Oh,
don't have it right now?
I'd do a free trial and then cancel it after I watch it.
Yeah.
You guys ever do that? I do that all the time.
I've done that before, but like sometimes I forget and then I end up paying for it for a while before it catches up to me. I'm like, motherfucker.
Set a reminder, bro. Set yourself a reminder.
Dude, I did that with Game Pass recently. I like got it so I could play this one game.
I need to cancel my Nintendo thing for my Switch because I don't fucking play my Switch at all, and it keeps charging me $20 every year for the fucking membership.
Yeah, dude. Like I don't even know what Game Pass was. It might be like $10 a month or whatever. But I was like,
you can use Game Pass on your computer, right?
Yeah. I just canceled it though.
No,
because I was like, dude, I don't know. It's just
you're too much into.
I'm like,
League.
I'm just playing Rocket League and Fortnite. That's it. Honestly, I needed to play Call of Duty, but I don't even think that we have the same Call of Duty anymore. I've never.
You didn't get the new one?
No, the one that just came out like in the last few months, like 4 months. No, I have the one before that and the one before that. I don't have the newest one
because you're saying you were going to wait till Black Friday to get it.
Yeah, and then I think that I just was like, yo, you're probably never going to play it, and I just like forgot about it.
Dude, I like this one a little bit more than the last one. The movement's better. I feel like you'd like that because slide canceling's back and shit. It's more of a fast-paced version. And they got a couple, like, you remember Rust? The map Rust?
Yeah, wasn't that one with like, yeah.
Where it had like the oil like tower thing or whatever in the
dead middle, yep.
That map's back. All the old MW2 maps are back. So like Estate, what else? I'm trying to think of the other good ones. What other ones pop out? Rust, of course. They still have Shipment going because they still have like game modes from the other game tied into this one, which is weird.
Okay.
So it's like you get like all, not only that, but all the guns from the last game are in this game. So, and everything you have unlocked from the last game are in this game. So like all your skins, all your operators, all your guns and attachments and camos. So that's kind of cool about it. But there's some weird shit about it that are kind of funky. Like some like the ways you have to do challenges is kind of confusing. Like Ryan was having some trouble with some stuff. I was trying to help him out with it beforehand. And yeah, it's kind of confusing. But I've been having fun. I'm actually thinking I'm going to play later on tonight. Or after this, maybe.
Little duty.
Yeah, dude, you can never go wrong, man.
So, I'll tell you what, I'll be honest. It makes me want to upgrade my computer because this I gotta be honest. Shout out to this computer. It's been a hell of a workhorse, and it has held me down for probably 10 plus years. And I mean, I do the podcast on this computer. I've done so much different shit off this one PC, but like, it's reached a point where like it has an onboard graphics card and everything. It can't play modern games.
You're due for an upgrade, my dude.
You know, like that's the thing. Like I am totally due.
Treat yourself at some point whenever you got the extra cheddar lying around. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing, right? Is it's like I know $1,000 maybe I could do everything I want to do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
100%. You could definitely beef up your machine pretty easily.
And that'd be great. But then I look at it and I'm like, but for $1,000, there's
might as well throw the extra 400 in. Just get yourself a nice pre-built, dude.
Well, and that's the other thing, right? Is it's like it's hard enough for me to pull the trigger on like a $500-$600 purchase when I need it.
Yeah.
So it's like
trust me, I get it. I just had to make a fairly pricey purchase, but it was for a good reason. And luckily I have the funds to do so. But yeah, dude, it took me a second. I almost didn't do it because I didn't really want to put myself into a spot. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. But for this, I totally get this. This is a little different. It's not necessarily a need. It's more of a want at the moment, you know?
And that's the thing, right? Like right now, the thing I'm looking at is I got to do a new cell phone soon. And with the
I need
state
to
of
upgrade mine too.
The cell phone market being the way it is and having to buy $1,000 phones and shit, I'm like, that's tough. So thankfully, you boys thinking about this recently, and something just dropped real recently, and that's the new Google Pixel 8, which means the Google Pixel 7 is at a reduced price to move them out. So $600, I can get into that phone, have last year's model, still have a brand new phone, never been used, not a refurb, and have something that's going to really hold up for the next several years.
That, or you do the cheeky move that some people do, is where you just end up going to a different carrier and then getting hooked up with the free phone with the new line.
They don't do that shit anymore, man.
No,
man. Like
I'm pretty sure I've heard like Verizon, like you start a new line, get a free iPhone.
Yeah,
but I think that like there's like certain stipulations to be like, so like,
like your
you
phone has to be
you have to like
so.
sign into like a contract or something. But
yeah, and
usually you still end up getting a very, very reduced price phone that way.
And that's the thing. Like my phone won't be eligible for a trade-in. It's too old. It's got a crack in the screen. Like I have to buy a new phone outright. And it is what it is. Like thankfully, I have a wife who worked in the cell phone industry for a couple of years and knows all about this shit. And so like I'm going to make the right move, definitely, from everything that I've looked into and discussed with her. But yeah, that just it pays dividends there to have that insight of how all that shit works, thankfully. So I'll be able to just pick up a phone and basically put all my shit together and bang, be ready to go in no time. And like that's the way my brain thinks about big purchases. Like, all right, well, I'm going to need the phone. Like, we'll have to do it, I guess. Fine,
Yeah, it's like mine right now. I've got like a line of pixels or whatever that are out up at the top. I don't know if you guys could see it. Right there. It's just like a little black line.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Blam. I don't know what happened, but it's the only spot. My screen's not even cracked.
Everything's value engineered these days. We've talked about that before. It's like,
I've had this phone for at least like 3, maybe 4 years. I feel like majority of the time I've known you guys, I feel like maybe not.
Which one is it?
It's the 11, iPhone 11. So whenever that came out, and what are they on now? The 15?
Yeah, we're 15 now.
4 phones ago.
Yeah, so you're talking 5 years,
at least
probably.
4 years. At least
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
You're due. Surprised that thing isn't a spicy pillow yet.
Dude, it still holds a charge. Does everything I need it to.
Fuck yeah.
Speaker still works on it. Camera still works on it. No issues. This is probably the longest I've had a phone for a while, for a good, period of time. Well, no, honestly, I had my Galaxy S7 for a long time too.
The phone I had before my phone now, I had for a long time. It was like an iPhone 8.
Oh, what did I have before this? I had another iPhone. Whenever they started doing the SE ones, what were those ones?
That's what I got. It was the iPhone 8 SE.
Yeah, maybe it was that. So I had the 8 and then I got the 11. So it's like every 3 to 4 years I get a new phone.
Yo, that's the crazy thing too, right? Is that we talked about how everything's connected to the internet. Everything revolves around having to have a phone these days too.
Dude, could you remember the days when we just never had a phone and you just be running around all day doing whatever, you couldn't look up directions to get where you needed to go. You couldn't, just Google.
You didn't actually have a calculator in your pocket at all times?
Yep. Because, dude, I use my calculator every day at work. Because I'm doing stuff with decimals and shit like that. It's I'm not going to write all this out right now because that's the only way I'm going to get it done. I can't do this in my head. I'm a visual guy. You know what I mean? I got to see it.
Dude, the fact that I've been able to scan, again, with the whole not having internet, not being able to work, right? I've literally been able to scan documents on my phone and then email them to people at work because of not having internet and having a smartphone. So it's mind-boggling. We have a calculator at all times.
Dude, there's been times where dude, why have I never thought about this? Dude, I should try next time my internet goes out, trying to hook up my Wi-Fi to my hotspot and see if I can at least run that way.
You might.
Probably would be the worst connection, but
might be surprised. You never know. I know, again, in work situations, when I was at the dispensary, our register system relied on the internet to work. Because in the dispensary, every sale has to report back to the state. And so in order to run the registers without power and therefore without internet in the building, we've had to hotspot the registers off of somebody's phone. And it surprisingly worked pretty well. So
crazy.
Yeah, it boggles my mind that that's the kind of place that we are with technology. That kind of thing can happen and we can still keep shit rolling. I mean, there are people running goddamn whole ass businesses from a cell phone on a beach in Tahiti.
Dude, it's like that whole crypto scam with those dudes in the Bahamas. Whatever that guy's name was.
Talk about Freed?
Yeah.
It's good old Sam Bankman.
Sam Bankman-Fried and his wild group of friends.
Dude, that guy, wild guy. I'm pretty sure that that dude's going to be one of the top people from this last 15 years of tech. There are going to have to be some pretty crazy things that happen if there's multiple kind of crypto bull runs that are doing really wild shit for them to even come close to fucking Sam Bankman-Fried, bro.
Wild.
That dude. I'm actually sort of surprised he's still alive. I genuinely am. I thought that he would have info on people that they'd be this kid's too dumb. We'll just kill him, then it'll never come out.
Give it time.
Or he's just dumb enough where they're not worried about it.
Yeah.
It's the thing about prisons. Give it time.
World's a wild place now, guys.
That's it.
With the internet, social media,
and with the internet, shit gets even crazier, right? Because we talk about AI all the time. You guys hear this crazy news that just went through about AI generated explicit images of Taylor Swift that went viral on X, aka Twitter. Yeah, apparently
it's bound to happen eventually.
apparently there's this huge movement of people using AI to generate explicit images of celebrities that otherwise you can't obtain.
Dude, it's been happening for a while, even with the whole
like,
deep fake. Dude, there's actually a few scandals in like the streaming side of things, like with like female Twitch streamers being deep faked in videos, and actually another male streamer getting caught with a tab open on, or at least a tab with the title of something
one of those
like,
videos.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy, dude. It was one of those rabbit holes I fell down in one of my YouTube scrolling situation. But dude, that's what I'm saying. The internet's a scary place, and the further AI gets, and you know, these deep fakes and stuff, dude, it's gonna get even more crazy, bro. Because at certain points, you're gonna be like, what's real and what's not.
Dude, there's AI cam girls and shit, bro. Like you wouldn't know.
There's people, there's literally like OnlyFans profiles that are completely AI generated and just ran by some who knows who are writing the messages and stuff, but all the pictures are AI generated.
There's an estimate that some 30 to 40% of YouTube channels that are, you know, like top grossing YouTube channels, are 100% AI generated.
Yep.
And honestly, I think I fell into one of those recently. I was watching this guy and I'm like, I swear to God, I've seen this guy's videos, but it's not this channel. And I started just going through suggested videos, and I found this same guy doing videos on like 5 different channels. Now, either it is one individual who's creating content, you know, a different channel every day, and that's totally possible. Or my suspicion is that there is probably some company with a great AI, and they are using that same AI model over and over again to generate all of this content.
Look at all these clip channels, bro, that are out, that are just clips of different types of, you know, comedy or
top 15
or
this or top
sports
10 that
or this and that, and they're just collecting all these clips of all these things and just putting them together, and they're consistently putting out video after video, or ones where they're literally just like taking pretty much somebody else's video and just putting it back out there under a different channel and still collecting revenue from it. It's crazy, dude.
And you too could be making millions of dollars. No.
Yeah, by using these quick steps.
Oh my God.
It's like, I have 10 steps.
Just pay me $699 and I'll give you all the secrets you need to do it yourself.
Subscribe to my YouTube fucking channel and you're good to go.
Yep.
My Patreon, you know?
I'm not going to lie. I follow a lot of those fucking hacks out there who are doing that. Not that they're all hacks. Some of these motherfuckers got to be making decent money, right? But the beautiful thing is that they do give you some really good free content where you like learn good tips and tricks. And I'm like, that's pretty sick. So I like to save some of that shit once in a while. I mean, dead honest, one of those put me onto an AI rewriter. So the idea is to avoid plagiarism by taking a piece of writing, inserting it into this AI, and then having it completely rewrite it. So it'll still convey the same message, but be a completely new and original piece of work. And dead honest, I used that a lot when I was doing the marketing for the dispensary, because I noticed that when you start looking at everyone's dispensary menus, after a while you realize that everyone's using the same exact description for products. So I figured, all right, well, let's take these descriptions and throw them through an AI rewriter, get it a whole new thing, then touch it up a little bit here and there with my own words and flair, and then boom. Now we have a whole new description that's original for us.
I see for something like that definitely being a benefit, but that's also on the flip side where things can get sketchy, bro.
Oh, 100%.
Because then you got people out there that are trying to, maybe run for office, or maybe are trying to get a higher up position in, some sort of department field, or even when it comes down to science, they're trying to, make a name for themselves, and all they're doing is literally taking these great writings and, speeches or, whatever from these other people and taking them and rewriting them. Because, dude, there's still people getting caught to this day plagiarizing. Well, as a matter of fact, our president of the United States, believe it or not. It's insane, dude.
Well, I mean,
I feel like that's going to be even more of a thing, especially now with, like you're saying, the ability to have access to things like this. It's like kids in like college and stuff are getting away with, using AI to write their fucking papers and their theses, for their fucking, degrees and shit like that. And I feel like that's kind of like,
where
it can be hurtful.
I 100% agree, because that is a point that got made even with this software, is that like you could, in theory, take an entire paper on a study that you want to write a paper on and just completely run it through this kind of software, rewrite it so it sounds like it's yours, and then turn it in and get your passing grade, and you just skate through class without learning or doing anything of any value. That is entirely a threat. I also feel like it's kind of like we've learned, when you think about the statistics with like the kids who currently vape are the same kids who would have otherwise been currently smoking cigarettes, right? If you're going like the percentage of people who are out there that are going to break the rules are going to break the rules regardless. And I feel like that's where these tools lie, right? Is in that weird gray benign area where it's like, it's up to the user to use it for good or to use it for bad. ChatGPT can be a wonderful tool if you use it for good. But if you want to use it for bad, you can definitely do it too.
Yeah, and that's where the gray area comes in, is where that line becomes, what's real and what's not. And I feel like that gray area is getting a lot bigger than it used to be.
Oh, it's so bad now.
Dude, I've literally seen people like in just Discord chats get accused of using ChatGPT to like write replies to people.
Well, dude, it's just,
and like, there's probably people that do it. The one person I've
it's not
seen
even so much even to do with AI. It's just like you can't necessarily really believe what you read or even what you're hearing on.
Dude, even what you see. Like I said, dude, there's AI cam girls, dude. Like
he's like, dude, like, come on.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if there's that, like, there could be literally anything. Like, you could be just going into like one of those. We
could be AI right now, and people would not even know.
Yes. Yeah. Or like, Omegle or whatever. Like you could go in that with AI, and some people might not even know that it's fucking AI. You could be a
I think
dude.
They shut that website down.
Oh no, it's still around.
Well, whatever. Something like that. If that is
shut down.
I like to watch these videos of some people fucking around and screwing with people on Omegle all the time, and they're pretty gold.
I've seen them, but I thought like it got shut down recently.
It may have been recently, and I've not heard. I read a lot of news, but I don't stay up with everything, so it very well could have happened.
Because it was like one of those sketchy sites where you never knew what you were gonna stumble onto.
Oh yeah, like dude, there could be just like real weird dudes. Weird people. I'll just say weird people. Not
the Kermit the Frog guy though is gold.
Yeah, that one's pretty funny.
That guy's hysterical.
I used to watch that guy Harry Mack who does the freestyles. He had this thing they called Omegle bars, where he'd go on there and he'd just like rap for people and ask them for like 3 or 4 words, and he just like
there's like another dude that does that. He was like pretty popular. Can't remember what his name was though, but he was pretty popular. He had like a lot of
Harry Mack
subscribers on YouTube. No. He's just very similar, but that guy's got like graying hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not him. It was another guy. You'd probably recognize him. I'm pretty sure that he was like pretty popular. I just can't quite remember what his name was.
Gotcha.
The kid with the afro was really cool too, where he'd just like he'd sample you on the spot and just make a song out of it.
Yeah, I've seen reels of that guy. I haven't seen like a full video, but.
And you are correct, sir. It closed recently in somewhere in 2023.
Yeah.
So, yep, it is.
It's like liability issues. It's like no way. Sure. Like weird people go on the internet. That's crazy.
Well, it's because you could literally stumble across anything, bro.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%. And there was like no age restriction.
No.
That was like another thing that died was Stumble Upon. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
No.
So it was an add-on you could put into your browser, and it would put a button so that way whenever you clicked it, what it would do is it would just pull a random website from the internet.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So you don't know what you're going to get, and you could end up anywhere. Now, there was a feature I liked about it, actually, where you could stumble on a topic. So, like, if you wanted to say stumble around for cannabis, you could type in cannabis, hit stumble on their website, and it would just take you to any websites that had to do with cannabis. Boom. But you had no control over where it took you. So it could be like some like super conservative, cannabis is the devil website, and then you could hit it again and it'll take you to something that's teaching you how to grow.
Wow. The fuck was his name? Kenny. What's that? Or not Kenny. What's a real famous pothead, dude? Willie Nelson. God damn, dude. Kenny Rogers.
Dude, way off, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both old and white. That's the only thing that they have in common. Well, also, like, one of them smoked a bunch of weed. The other one made fried chicken or roasted chicken, which you want to eat when you're shit time. So I guess there's a little bit of a connection, but
that's right. Kenny Rogers fried chicken. What's the thing, huh?
Kenny Rogers roaster or roasters or something. Because remember that was in Seinfeld.
That's right.
Didn't even know about that, dude. Or at least I don't remember it.
Yeah, and like Kramer was like going crazy, and then like he was eating chicken all the time, and then Newman was like going crazy, and he was like, at one point he looked at Kramer and like he was like had a chicken head, and he was like licking his lips like he's gonna fucking eat his face. Dude, I love Seinfeld. I know that somebody here doesn't like Seinfeld, right?
I love Seinfeld.
James,
I never got like super into it, but I can appreciate a few episodes for sure. I never like religiously watched it.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love that show. I used to watch that show all the time.
I became an accidental fan of Seinfeld because like there was a TV channel, I don't remember what growing up, but like I think it was the news would end and the next thing on was Seinfeld.
Yeah. Yep.
And so like that's it. Like the news would end and then Seinfeld would come on, and rather than change the channel, because oftentimes we'd be in the middle of like eating dinner or something, Seinfeld would come on. And it was like, it was one of those shows for me that I think it's the way that it's written, because it's the Larry David writing experience, right? It's a show that you don't ever intend to necessarily get into, but once you've got a few minutes into the story, you're stuck. You need to know how it all resolves.
Yeah, for sitcoms, for me, like I watched like a lot of the what was that channel called? That had like of course like Family Matters and like Full House.
UPN.
Yeah, UPN. There you go. Thank you.
The Urban People's Network.
I used to
You're talking about like TGIF? You used to watch
TGIF. There you go. That's it. TGIF. But even then, like I used to watch like Family Matters and like all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
And, what else?
Love me some Family Matters.
But then,
Step by Step was on that.
Yeah, but then I also would watch like Home Improvement and like Roseanne and
Love them.
Yeah, just like classic sitcoms from like the 90s. Basically.
I didn't really step into like Seinfeld much. Like I watched a bit of Friends. What else, dude?
I watched like a lot of Friends. I was never like super committed.
I wasn't either, but like I'd find a few episodes. Like I like
when I first started watching it, I used to watch it just because like I was like, man, all three women on this show are so good looking.
Yeah, and I always thought Joey and Chandler were fucking hilarious too. So like I'd watch for the girls, and then of course for Joey and Chandler, whatever shenanigans they were going to get into in an episode.
You get to a Ross episode and you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, Ross I just used to think he was so dorky, dude. And I was just like, man, this guy.
Hey, but some of those Ross episodes had a lot of Jennifer Aniston in it.
Oh, for sure.
Oh no, for sure. Actually, like when I really think about it, like at the time
he was like, winning, bro, for sure.
Ross, like, ew, but he was in a lot of great episodes.
Pivot.
For sure. Like there were a lot of his. Yeah, dude. Anything that's like GIF or GIFable from Friends, I definitely will use it when I come across it. I've definitely used the pivot GIF or GIF a lot.
I miss Home Improvement though, dude. Tim Allen was the shit back in the day.
Dude, yes. Home Improvement was great. And I can look past Tim Allen's craziness for the greatness of that show.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the show, not necessarily him as the person. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
a lot of times I separate the artist from the art. You know what I mean?
As we
things,
as
unless
we
they're like completely
should.
like, somebody like a real like shit terrible human being. Like if someone's got like some far off opinions, hey, as long as you're not out there hurting anybody or causing harm, like I may not appreciate what you're doing, but
I agree.
It's like R. Kelly I struggle with, bro, because R. Kelly was so fucking good, but he did some wild ass fucking shit.
Yeah, I can't be putting on R. Kelly because fuck R. Kelly, man. That's
exactly. It's like I'm not gonna put it on, but if it's on, I'm not. I might listen to a little bit of it.
It's one of those like it hurts me to accept the major contribution he made for R&B and hip hop music because he is such a awful person. But that's the thing, right? Is that some of his music is timeless now, and that's tough.
It's like I Believe I Can Fly, dude. Every time I hear that song, I think of Space Jam.
Classic. That just brings me back to my childhood.
Tell me I can't watch Space Jam?
Yo, did you guys ever watch the new Space Jam with LeBron?
With LeBron, it was whatever, dude.
I didn't watch it. I've never seen it. Is it good?
Nah.
Is it as good as the first one?
No.
How could you like? I get wanting to try, but I just feel like Space Jam was an IP that you couldn't.
Let's be honest. LeBron's a basketball player.
But it's not like Michael Jordan was acting a lot in the movie.
I know, but like I feel like he did. He
did a better job of acting.
Yeah, it was weird, dude. I don't know. Like I just feel kind of indifferent about it because Space Jam is such like a core childhood memory, bro. That like seeing like the new version of it and like I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
Should have had Shaq Diesel in it.
I guess it's just maybe because I'm not like super into basketball. Not that I was when Space Jam really came out, but Michael Jordan was so big. You know what I mean? Like even though LeBron's big, but there's so many other really big basketball players out and about now too. You know what I mean?
Let's also not discount.
Let's be honest. Like if it was Kobe, bro, it probably would have been sick. But
let's not discount that the Looney Tunes were also at like a pinnacle peak of popularity in the 90s, and they're not popping like that in this current day and age. So that also, I think, plays a role.
Yeah.
That is true, actually. Like, they were definitely still quite relevant at that time.
Yeah, like, it was culturally significant for that to be their movie.
Did you guys ever watch Tiny Toons?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Of course I did.
Yo, but that makes me think, do you remember Muppet Babies?
No.
It sounds familiar, but
I was never really into the Muppets too much. Like, of course, I've seen like their holiday movies, like the Christmas Carol and like that sort of stuff. But like, I never really was like heavy Muppets, and I was never really heavy Sesame Street or anything like that either.
So Muppet Babies is weird because it's the Muppets cast, but in a cartoon as babies.
Yeah.
So it's an animated animal and an animated Fozzie Bear and an animated Gonzo, but as cartoons, not as Muppets.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
I remember it vividly as a child because it was something that would be on in like the Saturday morning cartoons, and like I don't even know if you can watch it nowadays. If anybody has it, it's probably Paramount Plus.
Fuck Paramount Plus.
I was just going to say, James.
I ride with my boys, bro. But no, honestly, if you guys have not listened to This Is Important and you're Workaholics fans, dude, those guys fucking crack me up, dude. Oh, and Blake on his soundboard, Sean, you can get some fucking tips, bro, because he's got some fucking gold on that soundboard, dude. Might give you some ideas for some like clips of our own. You know what I mean?
Fine.
Yo, actually, Sean, one time, I want you, like, I think I might have mentioned this before. I want you to listen to this, like, Twitter space. It's the Twitter account is called the Wild Cards, I think, or Wild Cards. But Friday nights they have a show, and it's just actually on when the Green Room's on. So that's why you couldn't catch it live. But you'll have to listen to it, and like the dude has so many things, and dude, he does not miss very many, but sometimes it's a lot. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's on point the whole time, but sometimes it'll be like in the middle of someone speaking, it's just like fucking, you just hear like a, give him a reach around. And it'll be like, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, that's kind of what like this is importance like, Chris. So you gotta, I feel like if you like Workaholics, you would dig that podcast, bro. Because they just they talk about like that kind of stuff, but they also just like go off the rails on just random tangents about weird shit. And it's like you're like in their writing room, you know what I mean? Like if they're like writing skits, and it's fucking hilarious, dude. I'm honestly gonna look to see if there's a new episode so I can listen to it after this because I want to laugh.
Well, it's a good thing that we are coming to the end of this here episode. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for joining us here. It's been an absolute pleasure to be your entertainment for the last hour and a half. And as always, we're going to send it around the room to close out, and Uncle Chris starts.
Sweet. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Of course, go to shedtimepodcast.com. Check out all our links there, including our Patreon, everything else that's there. Much appreciated. There's definitely some things coming. So look forward to just everything that we got going on at the Shedtime Podcast. We're in year 5, but we're not slowing down. So just keep that in mind. I think that honestly, that's probably it. I'm just going to say, everybody be safe. Have a good week. Live your best life. And then I'm going to throw it over to James.
As always, shout out to all the Shedheads for all you guys' continuous support. We greatly, greatly appreciate you. Make sure you guys are leaving those 5-star reviews, liking, sharing, all that good stuff, subscribing if that's a thing. Make sure you do that because that helps us out in the old algorithms, lets more people find out about the podcast and stuff like that. Make sure you go check out the website as well if you want links for anything else Shedtime Podcast oriented. It's all over there, as well as a link to my YouTube channel for the Green Room on Fridays. You can check us out. Good vibes over there, talking more vape oriented. But sometimes we get into some, kind of podcasty sort of topics from time to time. But it's a live show where you can interact in real time. So come over there, come check it out. Other than that, we'll be in the shed doing what we always do. So I'm going to end it as I always do, sending out all those positive vibes. Crisp high fives. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them. And as always, a little bag or dab will do you.
Ain't it the truth? And ladies and gentlemen, yes, one more time, shedtimepodcast.com has links for everything. You can find the merch store. You can find links to past guests. You can find music. You can find the show itself and stream it right from the website if you want. So go check it out. With all of that, you know what I'm going to tell you. Don't let the best get you down. Be cool. Don't be a dick. And whatever it is that you do, be sure and have some fun, because this is a Shedtime Podcast. And it's time to roll on up and roll on out. Dynavap, Dynavap, Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right. Your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy, Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man, Ashton of Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and
you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Solid.
Sick.
That was a good one.
Hell fucking yeah, dudes.